actually, I don't know why I haven't thought of this. So I have like an insulin pump that I wear, and then I carry this thing, and like I'll get yelled at by teachers because they'll be like, put your phone away. And my favorite thing is like, ha, it's not a phone. Like, I need this to stay alive.
Special needs includes anyone who has a medical, emotional, or learning problem and needs added help because of that. About 15% of U.S. kids have one or more developmental disabilities. 13% of U.S. students have an IEP, and in Indiana this percentage is 16.2. Under the Individuals with Disabilities Act, special needs are split into these categories. One in 5 kids birthed to 18 have a mental disorder, and mental illness can begin as early as 7 to 11 years old. 15 to 18% of children and teens have a chronic illness.
So I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when I was only 20 months old, so I have lived my whole entire life basically with diabetes. So I have had experiences in elementary school, middle school, high school, and now I'm beginning to get into like experiences with professors and how they react to my chronic illness. And I think one distinct situation, I was in 3rd grade and I was in an art class, and my art teacher was oddly very strict and harsh and very mean to her students.
That's weird.
One day I was like, I am having a low blood sugar. Like, I have to go to the nurse, and I can tell when my blood sugar's low because I'm shaky, I can't think, I feel sick, and I'm 98% of the time, actually probably 100% of the time, I'm correct that my blood sugar is low. And I raised my hand, can I go to the nurse? And she was like, no, sit down, you have to finish up what we're working on and clean up. And I was like, no, that's not like the situation that I'm in. I have to treat this now, because if I'm 50, in 10 minutes I can be 20 and be passed out, and that's not what I want to happen. So I started crying, and my mom had talked to me and made sure I knew beforehand that like my diabetes and my health has to come first. So I cried and I ran out of the classroom, kind of made a break for it. And then it actually turned into kind of a big deal, because like the nurse got involved, administration got involved, and I was apologized to by the teacher, which was good to hear, but it was still, I think, very eye-opening for me to realize that like a lot of times we live in a society that is not accepting of people who are not normal and who do have like health complications that make life a little bit more difficult and unpredictable. And then another situation, it was, oh goodness, what was I? A junior in high school, and this is not that big of a deal, but a teacher drew attention to the fact that I have it on my arm right now actually, so I'm going to show it to you. I have this tubing on my arm, and then I wear this thing right here. I've got a little heart sticker.
I like that.
Thank you. But a teacher drew attention to my insulin pump and made a comment along the lines of, why are you hooked up on machines? And it was just kind of like, I got to take a deep breath and kind of distance myself and just think, people aren't informed a lot of times about what my illness is, and I wish that it did not have to be brought up in front of a classroom of my peers. But at that point, I was a little bit older, and I was able to kind of realize that people just aren't educated, and so I tried not to take it personally, of course. Be aware, be kind, be flexible, because a lot of times it's scary to live life with a condition that makes you unique and different, and so having teachers who are understanding of that and patient with you can make the person who does have a disability feel a little bit less weird and more comfortable.